167 of the um, Jeet Kune dialogues. Uh, Unfortunately, it appears that my scheduled dialogue partner is not able to make it onto the program with me. And so I thought I would just go ahead and go live, see if any of you guys show up, and see if we can do an impromptu dialogue of our own. Uh, so if anybody shows up, I'll try to simultaneously monitor Facebook while we're doing this. And if anybody shows up and there's anything they'd like to talk about, then we'll do an impromptu episode of the dialogues. If not, my apologies for having to preempt. Russell's here. So, you know what? Let me see if I can do something. Hang on one second. So okay, Russell, stay where you are. I'm going to try something here, right? Stay right where you are, Russell. Okay, so. All right. Okay, so watch this. This is a cool thing that has happened here on Be Live. So, Russell, check your inbox and see if you can do anything with what I just sent you. This is completely off the cuff, everybody. This Russell didn't even know that this was going to happen, but I'm going to try something here and see if it works. So, Russell, just check your inbox and see if you can do anything with what I sent you. In the meantime, I'll just comment about this. So on Wednesday's broadcast, we talked about Jeet Kune and grappling, and apparently it's become quite a thing. Okay, so Brooks Long is here also, so I'm going to do the same thing with him that I just did with Russell. So Brooks, keep an eye on your Facebook Messenger. I'm going to send you something right now, and we'll see if we're able to do anything here. Okay. All right. So you guys should have something in your inbox, and if you click on it, we might be able to do a rescue episode. But this was completely unplanned, completely unexpected on their end. So we'll see if, okay. So, all right, yeah, I can stand by Russell. This stuff does work better on a laptop. So, like I was saying, on Wednesday we did the broadcast about the Jeet Kune grappling issue, and had some really good feedback, some really interesting insights from different people about just what let's call it the grappling approach in Jeet Kune should be. And then I noticed today over in the UK, Koos Foken was talking about it some more. And hang on one second. Let me see what's happening here. Oh, okay. Yeah, Brooks, unfortunately, yes. Okay, so let's just see if we can save this. Otherwise, in a few minutes, I'll just sign off and. All right. So I sent Russell a link to go live with me. So it's when you haven't done it before, and some of you, I mean, those of you who've been followers of the dialogues for what going on 2.5 years or whatever it is now, you know that sometimes the behind the scenes, the technology of it, um, takes a while. So if I surprise somebody trying to get them on the program, it can take them a while to get connected. So very often we do what's called a technology test, just so we get everything working. Um, Actually, well, I guess I could tell you because it wasn't a secret or anything, but Dean Franco and I, Dean over on the FMA discussion group, we were actually thinking of doing a podcast about that. That just so, because I get a lot of, actually, I got like two of them today. Get a lot of requests from people, you know, asking for my help in how to get a podcast set up. And so Dean and I were going to do a little, because it's actually easier, a lot easier than people might think, unless there's something to it that I don't know about. So, yeah. Let me try. Okay, Richard, I'm going to try it with you too. Okay, so check your Facebook Messenger. Let me see if I can bring Richard on quickly. Actually, I have a message from him right here. Right, so, and you guys know Richard. He's all right. So we're going to try to get my boy Russell on, and then here's what Richard said: the technology can get a little confusing, but we persevere. JKD perseverance. Yeah. So if you guys can work out the technology of it impromptu, let's get together and do a Survivor episode of the Jeet Kune dialogues. Okay, Richard, even when you go to Safari, BeLive recommends that you use the Chrome browser, even if you're in Safari, and then that helps. So let's see if I can entertain people while I wait for these guys to get on here. I'll show you if you didn't see it. Let's see if I can pull it up right now. I'll show you. This is a little video sequence that I put together for yesterday's, not yesterday. I keep saying yesterday, but it wasn't yesterday. For Wednesday's broadcast. So let's see if I can pull it up here and entertain you guys for a few seconds with it. Oops. Where is it? Yeah. Hey, Carlos. Hey, Steve. Okay, so let's see. Just give it a few seconds to upload. What it is, it's wait, let me fix this. Okay. While we wait for that one, let me see if I can upload this second one too. All right. Hey, Terry Valor. So, Terry, we had another hiccup with my scheduled partner. All right. Let's see if this works. Okay, Carla, see you soon. All right, Russell, I don't have an image for you yet. But that might be because I have two things uploaded. Give me one sec, Russell. Russell, you might need to hit refresh or something, because I don't, I can't fix it on my end. Right, so let me show you guys the sequence that I put together for yesterday's. So what I love about this is that Bruce Lee shows. I mean, just looking at them, they're quite technical. The sweeps that he uses, and I just find it interesting that for somebody who's not known as a grappler, that he's able to pull off that kind of stuff so smoothly. So obviously, I mean, even like taking the throws here from Grandmaster Jay, right? I mean, it's really impressive, even if it's just martial art choreography, right? And I think that's a testament to Bruce Lee's dedication to depicting combat as, even if not realistically, depicting combat as entertainingly as possible. You know what I mean? So that he really did the work. Somebody asked me why in that sequence I didn't show the classic scene from Enter the Dragon, and I just thought, well, I mean, if you're going to make a point about Bruce Lee and grappling, you really don't need to show that. Everybody's seen that hundreds of millions of times, and everybody's very familiar with that. But I find that when you look at Bruce Lee's movement in the sweeping with Chuck Norris, in the sweeping with Shek King, and then that head throw that he does in Game of Death, I think, man, that really, really demonstrates a facility with something that he's not well known for. And I just find it really, really interesting, all of the clamor that you can encounter on the internet about Bruce Lee and grappling. It's like people lose their minds trying to rationalize rumors and all kinds of stuff. It's really, really interesting. So all right, so Russell, give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down on whether or not you think you'll be able to make it on, and if not, I'll just stop babbling here. All right, Richard says do a part B. Um, okay. Uh, Russell, can you hear me at least? Okay, yeah, I hear you fine, but for some reason we don't have video on you. Shut up. Right. No, man, are you kidding? You're one of the smartest JKD guys out there. All right, let me see if I can click here and get you now. For some reason, uh, yeah, it's I mean, I could send you the articles on how to be a guest and what have you, but it'd probably take too long for us to do this. But now you know a little bit about the technology behind the scenes. So when I do set up an episode with you, right? Oh yeah, oh yeah, right. When I do set up an episode with you, then we'll go ahead and get that together. All right. So, well, look, thanks for giving. Look at that. Yep. Yep.
Course.
You
Of
see,
course.
right?
Hello.
Okay. Show
That's a
everybody what
big
shirt you're
there.
wearing.
Sifu, you can't do that. No,
What?
I'm
What?
sitting. So I don't have your cool shirts, and I'm
Yeah.
in an awkward position with the
No, no, no,
laptop.
no,
But
no. No.
it's
Okay.
the
So everybody, Russell's lying. Okay.
no,
Russell's lying. Russell,
I am not.
no. Let me tell you. So, so how long? How you trained with us for about a year? Was it you were in Miami?
A year consistently. I was in Miami for like 3 years, but it was hard to get to you on some
Yeah.
years.
Right. Okay. So there are a couple of times that he walked in wearing T-shirts that I do not own. So don't listen to him with this cool T-shirt nonsense. Right.
No,
Um, well, hey man,
you have some dope shirts too, man.
well, there's a couple of them that Kevin Porter custom designed for me. So those I know are one of a kind. He
There you
made
go.
those. He made those for me. So nobody will ever have those. But did you see Wednesday's broadcast about grappling?
I didn't. At 5, I actually had to go teach my own class. So
Okay. Okay.
humble brag, humble brag.
Tell everybody where you're at now and what you're doing there.
So is this angle okay for you?
Yeah,
It's a little weird on my screen. Okay.
you're fine.
So I'm part of a military family, and my wife is currently stationed at Beale Air Force Base in like NorCal, and so I teach Jeet Kune, Filipino martial arts, and Ghost Elusive Combat there. So yeah,
Yeah. Sweet, right? See, so
thank
I
you.
don't know why it is that you think you would qualify to be on a veritable guest on the dialogue, right?
Cause I'm a baby compared to like everyone you've had on. I was actually talking to Sifu Matt Emery the other day, because
Uh-huh.
he had commented something and he called me Sifu Russell, and I was like, oh, that doesn't sound right at all. So I was
Yeah.
like, hey Matt, you don't gotta call me that. I'm like a baby compared to you guys. He's like,
Well,
no, that's just my way of showing my respect for you and how
yeah.
I, just
Yeah,
Matt. He's
it's
a great
right.
guy.
It's one of those. it's one of those JKD things where something that started out informally then
Hmm.
became a little bit formal, and then because the human beings got involved, went way too far. You know, just went way too far. So now, there are illegitimate people claiming all kinds of. I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for somebody to create a word in the English
Hmm.
language, sifu ship. I'm just
There, you just did it, Sifu.
right? Because we have the World Sookiship Council, the World
Right.
Association of Grandmasters. So I bet you at
Hmm.
some point we're going to have the World Jeet Kune Do Sifu Ship Association, or whatever, right? Because
Well, it wouldn't surprise me at that point, right?
so yeah, so I was saying that you've seen it too. I'll put the postcard out for the broadcast topic. And before I get to it, there's like tons and tons of
Comments.
comments, right? And
Yeah.
it's almost like, why don't you guys just wait for me to do the show, right? And then say something. But actually, sometimes I get ideas for something else. But what's your take on JKD and grappling? Because you're a guy who has for decades you've been in search, you know, of I mean you've trained with a lot of different people in a lot of different parts of the country and what have you. What's your take on JKD and grappling?
uh what? No, I can't hear you anymore. I gotta go, Sifu. This ain't the question for me. Uh as far as it goes for me, as far as Jeet Kune Do and grappling goes, I think it's important to train grappling. Only because if you can understand a position or understand a movement, you're better off, or you're better able to deal with that position or movement.
Yeah.
And what I don't necessarily agree with, and again, this is just my opinion, so no one come at me. Um, it's my opinion that sometimes when people go into grappling, and I've had this problem too, is you start to think, depending on the discipline, like I went into Brazilian jiu-jitsu for a bit. Oh, let me just start putting all of the art into Jeet Kune Do, and that's not necessarily what you want to do, in my opinion. Um, what you want to do is, again, extract the essence of something and then apply that into your Jeet Kune Do. So while like Bruce Lee is said to have liked Savat or have liked different aspects of things, he didn't take all of Savat or learn all of Savat and put that into Jeet Kune Do. He took the essence,
Right.
right? Or if you look at the notes in, I think it's Commentaries on the Martial Way, where he lists different arts and then the essence for it. Like, I don't think I've heard anyone say Jeet Kune Do has Taekwondo in it, but when you look at the notes, like the essence of Taekwondo is its flexibility, and you could certainly apply that to the tools in Jeet Kune Do or in your arsenal, you know. But that doesn't mean I took all of Taekwondo and inserted it into the art. And that was a really long answer. I'm really nervous right now. So,
Well, I
but
think
yeah.
you hit on you hit on the essence of the issue because that's really what it is. That's really what it is. It's what's essential. The JKD mindset should cause you to ask what's essential about grappling.
Hmm.
What's it good for? How would I use it? If somebody tried to use it against me, how could I counter it? See, because you know how in the old days they said about weaponry, about weapons training. They said, well, the best way to know how to fight with a weapon is to know how to defend against it.
Hmm.
See, so what's the best way to know how to defend against grappling? Know how to fight with it,
Yes.
right? Understand how it is that people. So if you're seeking to understand how somebody would use it against you, What you're seeking to understand is the essence of it. So you're on the money.
Thank you.
Right? You're on the money.
Right.
And if you're seeking to understand the essence of a thing, you don't have to put the entire curriculum of the thing into what into what you make use of. No, you really just have to understand, like Sifu Asano says on seminar all the time, the high points and the low points of an art, which is the essence of it. Terry says, I learned a new thing about this. Watch this. You can now put it up in the display, Terry Valor, right? So combat submission wrestling by Eric Paulson is great material that you can train and use the bits that work for you. Yeah, exactly. And I think to a certain extent, Terry, that's how Eric came up with combat submission wrestling. Even though, you know, some people might take exception to the fact that it has the term submission in there, and you know, in the street, it's not about submission and what have you.
Right.
You know, in the street, it's not about wrestling, because wrestling is a sport, and on and on and on and on and on, right? I just think it's one of those things that people should do more. They should spend more time in it and less time talking about it, right? So Russell knows that at my little group, every third Thursday of the month, we turn that into a complete grappling class. You know,
I was not there when that was incorporated, but I talked
really?
to. I was not. No, when I left, it was just the. I know you had Muay Thai on a particular day, but by the time I left, there was no dedicated grappling day.
Oh,
I only know that because I talk to Ronnie regularly.
okay. Well, that
He
will get
feeds
you
me
in
all the
trouble.
secrets.
Yeah, that will get you in trouble, right? Yeah. So the second and fourth Thursdays, the 90-minute class is a Muay Thai class. The third Thursday is a grappling class. And then anytime that we have a fifth Thursday of the month, then that's a complete Kali class. But Tuesdays remain the Junfan, JKD, and the first Thursday and what have you. And I do that just so I can appease those who clamor for the popular stuff. Right? You know,
Right. Yeah.
You gotta let them know to a certain degree that the popular stuff is available where you teach as well. But what's interesting, have you ever seen right up front, like the very first page of the Tao of Jeet Kune Do, Bruce Lee has a thing called a caution, I don't have it. I don't have it. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Yeah. Right up front.
Right next to the bed, because you know it's got to be there. I know what you're talking about. Whether or not I can find it is another.
Yeah, it's like the second page or something. Yeah.
See, now I look like I can't read. But
at the bottom, it says a caution on physical techniques or something. Like on the page with the acknowledgments, or like right after, literally in front of it. At the bottom of the second page or something. Yeah.
You should change the subject before I stay here for the rest of the night. Doc, how do you not have your books? You have your books all the time.
I know.
And by dog, I mean Sifu. Excuse me.
Oh, shut up. It's here, but okay. You know where it is? It is literally at the bottom of a pile, and I should have had
because Jeet Kune Do is the foundation. That's why it's at the bottom.
Yes, it's at the bottom of a pile, right? Lisa, you know what? I'll change the subject. Well, but since we're both messing up on finding what we need, so check me out. right? I made fun of Richard Torres on Wednesday. Check me out. Look what I got.
Oh, how much did that put you back?
Nothing.
What?
Nothing. I got that as a result of 20, let's see, 89, uh, 32 years of friendship with Master Sean Kelly of Ed Parker's Kempo Karate.
Oh, oh,
Yeah,
very nice.
yeah,
That's
right.
awesome,
I got that. I got this.
bro.
I got this.
Oh man,
Okay, I'm not done.
of course you're not.
I already own. I don't. I don't. You know, I don't have any of the Bruce Lee figurine nerd stuff, right?
Yeah, neither do I.
Right? Do you have this?
Right. I don't know.
Ah, you're too young, right?
Yeah, I'm too young. I was born 1990, son, sir.
Right? See all this stuff
I don't
there?
have that either.
Okay. Well, so I had them already. What about this one?
No, I don't have that.
No. Okay. Um.
No.
Geez, Russell.
I know. See, no. See, why do you gotta talk me up and then be like,
Oh,
"Hey, Russell, you got all this stuff?" And then, no, I don't have that either.
okay. Well, the good thing about this is that they're not treating it like they're treating Dr. Seuss. So,
Right.
so, we might be able to find them or something. Anyhow, so the thing in the Tao of Jeet Kune Do, what it
Uh,
says is
Brooks Long just posted it.
right. There we go. Precautions on physical techniques. Thanks, Brooks. Right. Okay.
Thank
So,
you.
um, some martial arts are very popular, real crowd pleasers, right? Because they look good, um, have smooth lines and what have you. And then it says that, but beware, they are like a wine that has been watered,
Hmm.
right? And then he says something along the lines of a diluted wine is not the genuine article,
Right.
right? And when you read that and you think about the popularity of jujitsu and MMA and Muay Thai and what have you, not that I would, I mean, I don't think anybody would ever say that Muay Thai is an ineffective art, but I think it goes back to what you're talking about, where you don't need to incorporate the entire Muay Thai curriculum
Right.
into what that was never the deal. That's never been the deal for anybody who truly understands JKD. A lot of people might say that Sifu Dan, because he got his black belt in whatever, because he trained, to whatever level in this art and that art and what have you. What they don't understand is that that's what he does on his own, and
Right.
then that's what, and well, not so much today, but in the old days, he would make sure to have people start a class at his school because he wanted everybody to be exposed to the people that he was exposed to. And he wanted to provide, if possible, a platform for these people to make not necessarily a career, but to gain some kind of exposure. So that's how
Right.
we ended up with a Savat class, a Penjak Silat class, Muay Thai classes and what have you, because he was just sharing the experiences with everybody else. But people thought then, because he would go on seminar and sometimes he'd bring those people, they figured that Inasano was saying, okay, look, all of this stuff is Jeet Kune Do, and that's never been the message at all, right? So I just what do you think I should do a second episode of the the grappling issue like Richard suggested?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean,
Yeah.
I haven't seen the first episode, so maybe I spoke too soon. But there's given how your your broadcast episodes are like 10, 15 minutes long at most, right?
Mhm.
You can certainly, I mean, there's definitely more than 10 or 15 minutes of
Yeah.
material to talk about with that subject, right?
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever told you the reason why I make those short. It's because it's me talking to the camera, and I am never
Hmm.
going to try to set myself up as somebody who should lecture others, right, about JKD. So it's like short and sweet. Get off the camera,
Hmm.
right? Now, when
Right.
I talk to somebody like you on a Friday, it's a different setup. Even if I
Right.
spring it on you as a last minute
Yeah.
surprise.
You just sent me a message. I was like, "Ooh, what's this goodness?" And I was like, "Uh oh,
Right?
here we go." I made
Yeah,
sure to
but
get the headphones just for you.
see,
There you
okay,
go.
so you're 70% of the way ready for when we make it official and I bring you back on, and
Sure.
we have a go. All right. All right. Well, listen,
All
man.
right.
Thanks for hanging out with me a little bit here, making the old man um, not lose as much face as he could.
Nah, well, thanks for having me, and thanks to whoever's still listening to me talk
Yeah.
some nonsense and whatnot.
All right, man.
Yeah.
Okay. You take care. All right.
You too. Thank you so much.
All right. See you soon.
See ya.
All right. So Brooks, Brooks said that I got the Tao of Jeet Kune Do quote almost word for word. If I was a little bit younger, Brooks, I would have gotten it right on the money. But I'm an old man now, so. But thanks for putting that in there. So let me just show you guys what it was that he sent us, right? Um, so this is a continuing on. Some martial arts are very popular, real crowd pleasers because they look good, have smooth techniques, but beware, they're like a wine that has been watered. A diluted wine is not a real wine, not a good wine, and hardly the genuine article, right? And that to me is just another example of the wisdom of Bruce Lee in understanding and prescribing to a degree to people to be a little bit circumspect in how they approach their martial art training. All right, so I'm going to stop babbling and get off. And okay, so everybody, I think everybody's raised their hand on doing a part two of the Jeet Kune Do grappling issue. So I'll replace what I had planned for next Wednesday and do a part two on that one. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out with me for half an hour or so and listening to me babble on incessantly, right? And I'll talk to my proposed partner and make sure everything's okay with him. Last time he couldn't make it was because of an emergency, so I hope he's okay this time around. But let's see, what can I tell you about next?